Hello everyone, welcome back to the Will the Reaper channel. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking every single main Geometry Dash level from the main game, based on things such as music, level design, visuals, etc. I played this game all the way back in 2013 when I was just 8 years old, and even though I've played this game for many, many years, I'm not an expert on it, so I have my phone here with me to kind of give me a rundown of each level to, refresh my memory. But, kind of a spoiler warning, but there's not a single level in this game that's bad. They're either A tier or they're S tier or SS tier, because let's be realistic, each level in this game is just so well crafted. Such an innovative game. But anyway, let's get right into it. So first up, we have Stereo Madness, right? So Stereo Madness, it introduces the ship, right? Introduces us to that, pesky triple spike. But it has incredible music, right? That right, that sound, that's one of the most iconic sounds in all of video game history, and it really cemented itself as a great starter level. It's SS tier. I mean, it's instantly recognizable. It really helps weave the player into what the game is about. Such a good starting level. Next up, we have Back on Track. Back on Track, I am not a huge fan of the song choice. I think most songs in this game are incredible, except for a few of them. I'll get into those later, but Back on Track is just one of those that I'm not really a huge fan of. It introduces jump pads, which are pretty good. But yeah, it's not really the best level. It's decent, it's okay. Also, I forgot to mention, in Stereo Madness, there is that secret coin, right, with the ship, and you have to fly up. That just adds bonus points. That was so iconic. Everyone was like, oh my god, that's so cool, but anyway, sorry. So Back on Track is A. Next up, we have Poltergeist. I don't think it's a bad level. I don't think it's the best one. The song choice, I guess. Song choice? No, they made the song. So the song in this level is obviously really good. They introduce you to the orbs, and they have that infamous, third secret coin, kind of like Stereo Madness. It's a really good level. I don't think it's the best of the best, but I also don't think it's really that bad. None of these levels are bad. They're either A tier or above, but Poltergeist, I think, definitely deserves S tier. Up next, we have. Sorry, let me switch it. Dry Out. Dry Out, the music is insanely iconic. Everyone knows the right. It has the upside down, the anti-gravity part. That is extremely iconic. It's a pretty chill level. I'd probably give it SS tier. I mean, the anti-gravity is one of the biggest parts of Geometry Dash, especially for some of the more difficult levels. And it really cemented itself with both its music and its anti-gravity design. Also, I'm not an expert at ranking this stuff, so it's all my personal opinion. What up? Next up, we have Bass After Bass. This is probably one of, if not my favorite, song choices in the entire game. The piano, I'm a pianist, so the piano in the song is just incredible. It's such a chill song. There's not a whole lot that is in the level. It doesn't introduce a mechanic or anything like that. So it's not the most memorable level, but just off the song alone, I'll give it S tier, because that song is just great. Can't Let Go. Let's see what we got here. So this is so Can't Let Go is kind of a conglomerate of all the things you've learned put in together. It definitely jumps up in difficulty compared to the first 5 levels, but it's not really that memorable. The song is pretty good, but it's really not that memorable. Let's see. Jumper. Okay, Jumper is one of the most iconic. I'm giving this SS tier. I mean, it was so renowned for its difficulty. The song, I'm not a huge fan of the song, but it is pretty good though, right? Dun, 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 dun. And I love how like the song fits into the level design, right? Like like it's you're jumping a ton, and the song is like dun 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 dun. There's a lot of anti-gravity segments. The ship, I think it was the upside down ship, as being like the first star coin. That was an extremely difficult star coin. When I first started playing the level, it was super iconic. SS tier, it's just super good. Let's see. Time Machine. I think Time Machine is pretty interesting because it introduces like the mirror portal, right? So now instead of going left to right, you're going right to left, which is actually, I didn't even realize, it mimics a time machine because you're going in the opposite direction, which I actually just occurred to me. That's why it's called Time Machine. Just for that, it's S tier. But obviously, song is pretty good. The song choice, I guess. And one thing that I remember about it a lot is you can hold down on your phone the entirety of the first like 10-15 seconds and you won't die, and I thought that was pretty interesting. There's the one star coin, I think it's the second or the third one, that's really difficult. It's like a ship you have to like squeeze right in between this like gigantic box. But yeah, it's S tier. It's really good. Cycles is A tier. I think the song choice is okay, right? It is pretty peaceful. It introduces the ball. If I think, yeah, it introduces the ball, which is a pretty good, I guess, mechanic, you could say. I think it's my favorite. No, my favorite's UFO. I take it back, but the ball mechanic is really good. But I wouldn't say it's like the most memorable level, I guess. Actually, forget about that. The ball form is definitely, it deserves S tier for introducing the ball form. I mean, it's really good. It's just that the rest of the level really isn't like the most amazing thing ever. Yeah. So Cycles is S tier. X-Step. Okay, X-Step, kind of like Back on Track. It's not my favorite song. I don't like X-Step. Sodar loses points off of that. It introduces like new block designs. It has a lot of like gravity orb parts. Not the most memorable. I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't introduce anything. Well, besides like introducing like the blocks, I'll have like the square, and then I'll have like the triangles on all sides. Like that's the kind of stuff that's introducing. But besides that, it doesn't introduce anything. The song isn't the best. It's not the best level, but it's still fun regardless. Okay, Clutterfunk. Okay, this might be a little bit controversial, but I love Clutterfunk. I love this level so much. It's such a weird level. I don't know, like from like the weird ball part where you have to like go upwards and hit the 3 orbs into the gravity orb, and like the ship part with the pretty difficult star coin and stuff like that. Actually, or is that X-Step? I don't know. There actually is a somewhat difficult star coin with a ship in Clutterfunk. I think it's like the third one. And then of course for me, this is like it's probably my favorite song in the whole game. I love it. It's such a weird song. It introduces the saw blade hazard. And it is on the more difficult side, but I love this level, man. SS tier. Again, it's my opinion. I don't care what you guys think. Theory of Everything is S tier. I don't think it's the best, but I certainly don't think it's the worst. It introduces the UFO, which is really cool. It is my favorite mechanic. I mean, the level design is incredible. And the song is pretty good. And it introduced the UFO. You know what? No, it deserves SS tier for that. I mean, the UFO is my favorite mechanic. The level design is just really good with how it like tricks you, or has like the arrows pointing up and down or whatever. But yeah, I just think it's a really good level. Okay, Electroman Adventures. This is my favorite level. I take it back. I'm sorry, Clutterfunk. Electroman Adventures is easily my favorite level. I love this level so much. The song is just incredible. The synthesizer, who's ever doing the synthesizer, is just going absolutely insane. It's a very fun level. It is such a fun level. Um, what does it say? Okay, it introduces destructible blocks, meaning that it's like the blocks that you can like physically move through and like destroy. I think it was the first star coin where it like if you could break the blocks, you get the star coin. It's just a fun level overall. SS tier. Let's see what we got. Okay, Club Step, first ever demon. Song choice is incredible. It really amps up in difficulty. This took me like so many hours to beat. And I actually just beat it as of like last year with like all 3 star coins for like the first time, and I was like, wow, okay, I can't believe I just did that. Again, it's pretty difficult. It really shows you a challenge. Obviously, the most memorable thing about it is its difficulty, right? You finally get through all the really, really tricky wave parts, right? Going upside down, going regular, all these other things. The fake spikes, right? It demands attention and memorization. I wouldn't call it SS tier, but it is still such a super memorable level. Okay, electrodynamics. This is going to be controversial. Kind of like Clutterfunk being SS tier. I know a lot of people love electrodynamics. I'm not one of those people. Electrodynamics, obviously, it introduces like the extremely fast gameplay. It has like some very tricky wave parts. I think it introduces like some UFO parts. And obviously it has like the quadruple spike or whatever, because you're just going so fast. And I think the song is like decent, the song choice. But you know, level design is pretty good. I'm just not a fan of how fast the level is, and you know, it's just a preference. I think there are better levels out there. And while, you know, Electrodynamics is certainly not a bad level, again, these are all incredible levels. You know, I take these levels over like any other level from any other video game. But Electrodynamics, it doesn't really do it for me. I don't know if that makes sense. Electrodynamics just, it's not the best, but it's still a great level regardless, A tier. All right. Sorry if I'm like looking back and forth. I'm just getting a synopsis of like every level beforehand because it's been a while. Like I remember playing it, obviously, like I have that experience, but you know, like for things like what it introduces and stuff, I just need a little reminder. Hexagon Force, um, again, probably like top 3 favorites of mine. Um, I love Hexagon Force. It introduces the dual thing, the dual jump part and the dual ship or whatever. I did that without looking at my phone. Even though I scrolled down to the Hexagon Force level. But yeah, I love the music. I love the game design. I think it is a little bit difficult to get down. I think Hexagon Force is SS tier. I mean, the dual portal is just so good. The way they introduced it is just incredible. You know, you have like the 2 ball section, I think it's the 2 ship section at the end. It really tests your patience because you're going so fast the entire time, and then the last like 10 seconds of it, you have this really slow dual ship part, and you have to like be like, okay, I got this. It gets the nerves out. Also, when I was like much younger, like 10 years old, I would listen to this song while working out. I don't know why. So just off of that, it gets SS tier. Let's see. Blast processing. Man, there's so many great levels. SS tier. The wave. Obviously, the wave is probably the most difficult mechanic to use in Geometry Dash. It could just be me. I know that there are, like I said, I'm not a huge part of the community, but I know that there's a subset of people that like really destroy like UFO sections and ship sections. And then there's people that I think it's called wave carriers, people that are like so insanely good at waves that like everything else is somewhat more difficult because they've been so focused on just doing wave parts. I'm not one of those people. I really struggle with the wave. But it's such a good level. Apparently, according to my phone, it says it introduces 3D decorations, which is cool. And obviously, the song is so goated. It really is like an incredible song. All these songs are so good. Geometry Dash is so great. But yeah, Blast Processing SS tier. That wave mechanic is so good. Theory of Everything 2. I think I might have to go SS tier. I think it, in terms of a demon, I think it is better than Clubstep. Again, song choice, the design of this level is just incredible. It really, really amps up the difficulty by a lot. It introduces the coin collection mechanic where you have to collect I think it was 20 coins or something, and then you could finally unlock the secret coin. That was obviously iconic. They had the mini waves. It speeds up, it slows down. It really with the music alone is so majestic, right? Dun 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 dun. But it really feels like such an incredible and unique level. You play it for the first time and you're like, oh my god. Just like when you're going up and down after the first part, when you get introduced to the ship, I think it's a ship part, and it's like and it's like, okay, well, there we go. Yeah, Theory of Everything 2's SS tier. I love that level. Geometrical Dominator. I don't think it's the best level, and I don't think it's the worst level. It introduces the robot, which I think is a really cool mechanic, but I also don't think it's the most necessary mechanic. You know what I mean? I don't think it's the most innovative mechanic by a long shot, but it's still cool. It has the really interesting part near the end of it or middle of it where it has the completely pitched out part, and it glows up the tiles or the platforms. And obviously the design is really cool. It has all the rainbow structures and everything. So the visuals are awesome. And the song is also pretty good. But just as the level in general, I don't think it's the most memorable one. You know what I mean? I kind of forget that Geometrical Dominator is between Deadlocked and Theory of Everything 2. I just, you know what I mean? It's oh, I can't believe that level exists. I completely forgot. Okay. Next up we have, well, okay, I'm going to go in order here. So I guess this is out of order for a little bit. Deadlocked. So I'm going to be straight up. I have not beaten Deadlocked. I've gotten, I think, maybe halfway through, but I've never truly grinded out Deadlocked. But just off of practice mode and also just listening to the song by itself, this level is an incredibly well-designed level. It introduces a boss fight for the first time, which has become a staple in the Geometry Dash community, right? You have levels like Reanimation, right? That was a really iconic boss fight. Now you have Skeletal Shenanigans. I think it's one of the most downloaded levels of all time. It became a meme because a lot of people were trying to imitate the skeleton going like this, But yeah, it's just a really interesting level altogether. Again, really amps up in difficulty. I have yet to beat this level. This is on my bucket list of things I want to do with video games. But it just off of the design, off of the song, off of so many of the mechanics are introduced. It introduces the green jump orb, which I thought that was introduced in much earlier levels. Apparently, it's introduced now. Yeah, really, really good level. I still have yet to beat it. Alright, so next up we have Finger Dash. I don't think it's the most memorable level. I the song is cool, the visuals are awesome, but I don't think it's the most memorable level. I mean, it introduces that spider mechanic, but it's just a sped up version of the ball. So we kind of already have that going on. And I think it also, if I'm not mistaken, it also introduces the, dash mechanic, because that makes sense, right? Finger dash. But where you hold it down and there's the arrows, and when you do it, you spiral into the next, the next few meters or something like that. Yeah, it's definitely not the most memorable level. I think it's a good level, but definitely not the most memorable one. Dash. Dash is probably SS tier. First off, the song is awesome. It's really cool. Again, the dude on the synthesizer is going crazy. But it introduces the weird, I don't even know what you call it. I don't even know what mechanic you call it. The weird ship thing where, like, if you touch it, you go one direction. If you tap it again, I guess I'll call it the inverse gravity mechanism. Okay, so it introduces the inverse gravity mechanism, which I think is a really cool concept. I think that is a really, really interesting mechanic. And then obviously it introduces like the sideways, like, reality warping game mechanic where, like, you're now doing like obstacle jumps and stuff like that, and the game literally like turns itself. Like, it's so awesome. The amount of insane things that content creators have been able to do off of level and game design, because RobTop decided to introduce this mechanic in Dash, it is incredible. It is so awesome. Like, that is such an innovative level. I'd argue it's probably the most innovative level, and it's like the most recent one, because it literally just takes the game and like warps it in such an awesome way. But yeah, a Dash is SS tier. Lastly, because why not, we have the challenge. I mean, for those of you that know, if you go into like the little door on the bottom left, on the bottom right side, if you keep tapping the level super fast, you get like a star coin, then you get like a bunch of hints. And if you go into like the settings menu, tap like the top right or something like that, and you open up like the store or whatever after collecting like X amount of coins or gems or whatever you want to call it. Then you open up the cellar door, and then the guard or whatever of the cellar introduces you to this like challenge, which is supposed to be like super difficult. I'll admit, the name is intimidating, and the color scheme is intimidating, and the song is intimidating, but it is the farthest thing from a challenge. It gets A tier though, because it's memorable and it's Geometry Dash. You know, who doesn't love this game? But yeah, that does it. As you can see, I think there's like just as, if not more SS tier levels than there are like A and S tier levels. Let me count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so the S and A tiers are one more level than SS. But as you can see, I kind of love the game. Am I being a bit biased? Yes, it's my opinion. I don't care. But yeah, this game is just incredible. Has so many amazing levels. But comment down below if you agree or disagree with my ranking. What would you guys put down differently? Is there anything that I really missed? But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, as it would truly help a lot. I was kind of unmotivated these past few months. But now I have the motivation to make content again. And, I'm going to grow my channel. And, I want to see how far this can take me. So, if you're still watching till the end, I hope you all have an amazing day. You guys are awesome. You guys are what keeps me going with this channel. And hope you all take care. Bye-bye.